Running through our new SeedStar 5 run pages on our display here, one of the first pages we have is our planner summary page. Over here on the left you can see we have some counters, we have a guidance tab, and we also have a little map view. There's a little box here for our vacuum. Clicking that, we can look in here and check our vacuum set. We can also come over here to our overview tab where we can see our population, gauge wheel, singulation, seed spacing. Down here is showing our population by row. Each of these lines is going to be a bar graph showing whether our population is hitting our target or not. Over here on the left, in this section here, it'll show the highest performing row and the lowest performing row as you're running, which means that this row will be hitting the population the best, and this row here is going to be off the most. You can click this box to give a better view of a particular row if you want to narrow it down, and it'll pull that up. So row 1, it'll show all of the in-depth details about that particular row. When we get back to this page here, we can look at each of these boxes for population, gauge wheels, singulation, and seed spacing, and clicking each box will take us into that respective area. So for our population, we can see here where we can set our targets. So one we have just set for 36, but you can edit those rates, change our targets, or switch to a prescription if you have a prescription downloaded. Here you still have the population bar graph and looking at each row. We can click out here and get back to our main page, or if we're in the population tab, we can just tab over and it'll take us to our downforce tab. And here you can see a bar view also of the downforce. So each row unit will populate a downforce bar showing the downforce of each bar or each row unit. Over here we can see our singulation, same thing with our bar. It'll show our multiples and our skips and give us percentages for that and the row that is performing that well. Then over here we can come to our seed spacing and it'll give us our seed spacing values for each row as well. Here you can hit these three dots and it'll bring up some extra things to consider, so you can check into our ride quality, look at torque on the motor meter and the brush motor, look at our RPMs, and check on and off our curve compensation and see how that's performing as well. And as we tab over, we can look at the next page, planner details. Gives us a similar view as before, but gives us a little extra room over here that we can customize and add extra modules. Continues to give us our map view and gives us a different breakdown for our gauge wheels. Here we can see also our tools button. So if we hit that box, it'll bring up a list of quick links for things that we would either want to calibrate or control for our planner, quick and easy, so that way you don't have to click through a bunch of extra pages to get there. And our last page here is our planner overview, which gives a different view again, but gives a view more of a map, a better, or I should say a better view of our map, our location here, so we can change our client farm and field or see which one we're in, look at more of our frame controls with our markers, and also where we turn on and off our PTO generator. When we look at our shortcut bar menu here at the bottom, we can see that we have a SeedStar tab. When we click that, it'll give us a layout of different features for our SeedStar app. Up here in the top left corner, we can see our SeedStar status page to see if we're ready or not and what needs to be set up before we're ready to roll. We have our target rates here. We have our population bar and our target over here as well. Here below we can see each section and whether that section is on or off, and we can toggle those sections on and off using these arrows here. Down here we can see our setup for our seed disk and what rows we have enabled, as well as our population alarms. Down here we have a quick link to our frame control. Clicking that will take us into our frame control page where we can use our access our fold and unfold buttons, as well as work with our frame weight distribution here at the bottom. We also have a quick link to our diagnostics and calibrations page. So instead of having to go through the menu, we can just click this button and it'll take us to our calibrations and procedures for our planner. Over here on the right, we have the EPG on and off switch. And below that, we have our vacuum. So we can come in here and set our vacuum and look at our vacuum quick and easy. And below, in the very bottom, we have our meter brush so we can purge and fill our meters from the cab.